I'm hearing some other things. I think I know the truth, you guys, and I'm going to reveal it to you all today, that Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber are not on the rocks. They are just being attacked. Some of these attacks are paid campaigns.
But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and
Hollywood is spiraling after Candace Owens blew the lid off their sick obsession with using and destroying Justin Bieber.
Definitely concrete evidence of the fact that this family is going through a black propaganda campaign.
The smear campaigns and psychological warfare against him are downright evil. He entered this rotten industry as an innocent kid, and look how these soulless hypocrites chewed him up.
And I'm told that Justin Bieber is particularly being tortured in arbitration at this moment. Like I said, they want to destroy his family.
For once, it's not just the internet trolls pulling receipts, it's life itself serving the karma. This year feels like someone took a giant wrecking ball, labeled it truth, and just started smashing every nasty little secret these elite weirdos tried to hide. And right smack in the middle of this glorious demolition, Justin Bieber.
The press is all over it with rumors and all of this innuendo that Justin and his wife Hailey are on the rocks, that Justin does drugs, and also that he's sold his entire musical catalog because he's flat broke. Well,
the same Justin who melted hearts at 13, all messy bangs and hoodies, now fighting an actual war for his sanity, his freedom, and his family. And trust me, the predators aren't handling it well.
Regarding which, Justin Bieber obviously was an idyllic one. His career began way back when he was just a sweet little kid making YouTube videos, sharing his gift of singing with the world.
The vultures are circling. Diddy's name is rotting faster than week-old trash. Scooter Braun's manager of the century image is sinking like the Titanic, and every slimy manager, handler, and PR spin doctor you can think of is slipping on the oil slick they created. Stephanie Jones and her delightful PR factory? Yeah, they're flailing too. These people spent decades pulling the same scam, ruining stars for sport, and now they're getting exposed in real time.
Lies will not stand. Everything and everyone evil is just getting exposed.
It's the same old playbook they ran on Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, Kanye West. Abuse them, use them, discard them. Only this time, they picked the wrong kid to mess with.
Threatening Kanye, I'm gonna put you back in the hospital, you won't remember anything. He's basically saying, I'm gonna do to you, what we kind of did to Britney Spears.
Justin's not just another clueless teenager they can slap around. He's built different. He saw what they did to Michael. He saw Britney get turned into a punchline for trying to survive. He watched Kanye get dragged through every headline for daring to open his mouth. And now the whole rotten house of cards is shaking, and it is the most satisfying thing ever.
There's a cocktail of medicine, and we can give people mental disorders. That is a fact. If you read Chaos, you know that is a fact. They discovered that ability in the 60s.
Let's rewind to where this all started. Back before Justin was a headline punching bag, he was just a scrawny 13-year-old Canadian kid posting videos on YouTube. Remember that? Before Hollywood got their claws in him? Before Scooter Braun saw dollar signs and decided, yep, let's package this child like a McDonald's Happy Meal. They plucked him off YouTube and hurled him straight into the machine before he even had a chance to hit puberty properly.
Here's a reminder of little baby Justin Bieber. Take a listen.
I don't want nobody else. Without you, there's no one left, and you're like Jordan's on Saturday. I gotta have, and I cannot wait now. Hey, little shawty, say you care for me.
And because Hollywood's a bunch of creeps, by the time Justin hit 15, guess what? He's not just famous, he's being taken under the wing of Diddy. The same Diddy now drowning in lawsuits about everything you pray your worst enemy never experiences.
Because you forget how young and how innocent these people are, and then what happens to them when they get inside of Hollywood. And
Diddy literally bragged on camera about having custody of Justin for 48 hours. Like that's normal. Imagine letting a man with that reputation babysit your kid for 2 straight days. Hollywood clapped. They thought it was cute. It's beyond disgusting.
if you are not praying for Justin Bieber, you should be. I personally have serious fears for both Justin and Hailey. We have seen how this story goes. They need to leave Los Angeles. They need to leave California, full stop.
It wasn't enough that Justin was tossed into adult circles before he could even drive legally. No, they had to publicly sexualize him too. He couldn't do a single press tour without some creepy adult host asking him about sex talks with his parents, or sniffing him and saying gross stuff like, "You smell amazing."
As we are going through these lawsuits and Diddy is in prison, we are recognizing that everybody knew. This was an open secret about what Diddy was doing. So it just begs the question, who allowed Justin Bieber to be in the presence of this man knowing what he was up to?
This kid was just trying to sing his little songs, and suddenly he's surrounded by a bunch of drooling adults treating him like fresh meat. And everyone clapped. Everyone laughed. Welcome to Hollywood, baby.
Other little baby Bieber singing Edwin McCain's I'll Be. Take a listen.
To me, that we belong together. Dress it up with the trappings of love. I'll be captivated.
Fast forward a few years later, and guess what happens when you try to escape? Hollywood unleashes the black propaganda playbook. You know, their favorite weapon when the leash starts slipping. Suddenly, every tabloid and gossip site magically wakes up with the same story. Justin's miserable. Justin's broke. Justin's marriage is falling apart. Justin's wife is secretly an evil demon from the underworld. Like clockwork.
Some people they're being told and targeted to go after him and to go after Hailey Bieber and to make it relentless, okay? Person that came to me was somebody who had a conscience. This is always how stories come to me. It's somebody that's on the inside who has a conscience and feels guilty about what they are partaking in.
They pulled this exact same scam on Michael Jackson. After being adored worldwide for 30 years, one random accusation suddenly made everyone forget who he was. Britney Spears? Same treatment. Decades of hard work erased with a couple of shady headlines and some paparazzi meltdown photos. And now, Justin's in the crosshairs.
Let's throw it back to Michael Jackson, okay? Because remember, his voice, what was he, 5, 6 years old? Take a listen, you guys.
When I had you.
In just 48 hours, yes, 48 freaking hours, Daily Mail alone vomited out 4 separate hit pieces about Justin and Hailey. Marriage trouble, money problems, desperate gigs, you name it. It's not journalism, it's a hit job. They don't even bother to hide it anymore. They just open the floodgates and hope something sticks.
Here's another headline. Justin Bieber reacts to wife Hailey hitting an event without him amid rumors of a marriage breakdown. Here's another headline. Hailey Bieber skips star-studded fashion trust awards red carpet despite her VIP invite amid rumors of strife with husband Justin. Now,
and because Hollywood's so creative, they even dragged Selena Gomez's name back into it. Because what better way to break a man's spirit than to recycle his ex-girlfriend into every headline about his current marriage?
Looks like Selena Gomez has moved on. She's getting married. She's doing tons of interviews with Benny Blanco, and they're all trying to make Justin Bieber believe that his wife is really a secret stalker that's ruining his life.
They're pushing this sick narrative that Hailey's been some kind of stalker for a decade, that she trapped Justin, that he's miserable and dying inside. Classic divide and conquer tactics. First isolate him from his wife, then watch him spiral.
The theme, they are telling you that there's something wrong with this marriage, and obviously they are being paid a hefty sum, or they have a very powerful person that is insisting upon this. And by the way, we just picked those 4 from Daily Mail. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's everywhere, and the headlines are just getting to a point where it's almost comical. I mean, there's a picture of them walking together at Disneyland.
It's not random, it's not accidental, it's not gossip, it's psychological warfare dressed up like entertainment. And the saddest part? They've done it so many times before that they actually thought they could do it again and no one would notice. Except this time, the audience isn't blind. We watched what they did to Michael.
I'm told that Justin Bieber, just like Michael Jackson, is engaged in a war against musical executives, except the musical executives have gotten smarter over time. He wants out of Hollywood. He does not care about the money. He wants out. It is the same war which was fought by Michael Jackson.
We watched what they did to Britney. We watched Kanye get shredded for daring to talk about contracts and control. And now we're watching them try it on Justin Bieber in broad daylight, like it's just another Tuesday.
We asked our audience at that time, what do you remember about Michael Jackson? You don't remember the voice, the young kid. You remember that, yeah, he was an incredibly talented singer and a performer who wound up broke and disgraced and died young. And there were these allegations of pedophilia. You remember that he was also accused of being anti-Semitic. You remember that he was, well,
Hollywood's old tricks are crumbling. Their black propaganda campaigns are rotting in the sunlight. And the best part? They have no idea how to stop it. When Justin Bieber decided he didn't want to be Hollywood's dancing puppet anymore, you could basically hear the collective meltdown from space. And no, he's not just walking away from a few gigs or brand deals. He's walking away from them. The billion-dollar leeches who treated him like a walking ATM since the day he cracked his first YouTube note.
especially within Hollywood, they own everything. Okay, I am talking about the agents are in with the managers, are in with the judges, are in with the courtrooms. There is no way out.
This isn't a career move, it's a jailbreak. And Hollywood can't stand it. Because once someone like Justin breaks the illusion, they're toast. It's the same exact horror show they ran on Michael Jackson. Sign the kid to airtight contracts before he even understands what a contract is. Trap him in childhood agreements so ironclad even Houdini couldn't wiggle out. And when he gets older and wants out, oh well, here comes the fine print.
So Michael himself had been in the public eye performing for 30 years. And he was nothing but adored. I mean, from his relationship with Princess Diana, Michael was everywhere. And it was just agreed that there would never be a talent like Michael Jackson. But then something happened in 1993. Something very unusual given the fact that this was a man that was in the spotlight so much.
Justin's contracts reportedly have forced arbitration clauses, which basically means he doesn't get a real court, he doesn't get a public jury, he gets a private judge picked straight from the Hollywood mafia's lunch table. Fair? Not even close. It's genius if you're a criminal and psychotic if you're a human being. Arbitration isn't about solving problems. It's about burying them. No media, no witnesses, no headlines. Just your life being decided behind a closed door by people who probably spent last night popping champagne with your enemies.
Overall, during the last 3 years, it's safe to say that we as a society are learning that there is a very dark element to psychological methods. That seems to be the name of the game. Psychiatric care, psychology, coupled with the mainstream media.
Sound familiar? Yeah. Kanye West was screaming about this exact scam in 2022 and 2023. Screaming about handlers, screaming about predatory contracts, screaming about how you can be the face of billion-dollar empires and still be treated like a runaway slave if you dare ask questions. Hollywood's message is simple. You don't leave. You either stay quiet and chained or you get publicly nuked. That's it. No third option.
Them targeting certain individuals like Britney Spears, Kanye West, which brings me to the topic of Hollywood and child stars. Regarding which Justin Bieber obviously was an idyllic one.
And if you think that's dramatic, let's just take a good hard look at the puppeteers behind this entire mess. First up, Diddy. Oh, sweet Diddy. Once upon a time, he was out here bragging about giving 15-year-old Justin the time of his life. Now he's getting sued into oblivion, and it turns out the time of your life wasn't exactly Disney-approved fun. Who could have guessed?
I mean, there's a picture of them walking together at Disneyland, and he's not smiling because nobody just walks like this and smiles as they walk down the street, and they're like, look at how miserable he is in this marriage. Look at how unhappy Justin Bieber is, right?
Everyone. Literally everyone could have guessed. Diddy's idea of mentorship apparently involved enough lawsuits, allegations, and documented creep behavior to make Weinstein look like a Boy Scout. But hey, back then, he was Uncle Diddy. Everyone clapped. Everyone looked the other way. Because that's Hollywood, baby, where enabling monsters is a full-time job.
The purpose of that is that they believe that the first thing they need to do is break apart his support system. And this is a common method when you're engaging in a black propaganda campaign.
And while Diddy was throwing mentorship sleepovers or whatever garbage excuse they called it, Scooter Braun was sitting comfortably on his pile of Bieber cash. Oh, Scooter, the manager of dreams. Dreams being nightmares, obviously. He rode Justin's fame like it was a winning lottery ticket, all the while pretending he was family. Real family goals if your idea of family is smiling while watching the wolves circle your little brother.
They say the amount of gigabytes, and then following are pages like this where they have the ID of the different devices and they all say nothing. Literally, they all say this.
Scooter sat front row while Justin's world crumbled. Addictions, breakdowns, scandals. But don't worry, the merch sales were up, so it's all good, right? Managers of the year, everyone. Even Justin's own bodyguard, Kenny Hamilton, wasn't safe. Justin unfollowed him in 2024, and trust me, that wasn't a random click. When your literal security team might be just another extension of the people exploiting you, yeah, you start changing your friends list real quick.
They essentially think that Justin Bieber is not allowed to walk away from Hollywood in the same way that Kanye was not allowed to walk away from Hollywood, and you do not understand what pressure these people go under when they try to expose these things.
Because in Hollywood, the people paid to protect you are often just tour guides for your destruction. And when Justin and Hailey started blocking managers and bodyguards left and right like it was a Black Friday clearance sale, guess who panicked? Hollywood. The smear campaigns started overnight. Oh no, Justin unfollowed Kenny. He's spiraling. Quick, write 37 think pieces about how he's emotionally unstable. Damage control mode activated, because if even one A-list star successfully walks out alive, the rest might realize they can too. But Hollywood's dark arts don't stop at contracts and fake friends. Oh no, they have PR firms for that. Meet Stephanie Jones and her professional team of career assassins.
Definitely concrete evidence of the fact that this family is going through a black propaganda campaign. I am being told, unbelievably, that the PR firm that is engaging in this behind the scenes, and I'm going to say allegedly here, is Stephanie Jones PR.
You might recognize her name from the Justin Baldoni lawsuit disaster, but allegedly, and let's just sprinkle a big fat allegedly here for legal purposes, Stephanie's firm decided Justin Bieber needed to be taken down too. Their brilliant strategy? Attack his home, target Hailey. Paid media blitzes were rolled out to paint Hailey as the Wicked Witch of West Hollywood. Controlling, manipulative, draining his soul like a Kardashian at a sponsorship meeting.
Cannot make this up. The one that is engaged in the lawsuit right now with Justin Baldoni. I told you about this woman a while ago, having no idea that she could be attached to Justin Bieber at all, that it is her PR firm that is engaging in these concerted efforts to go after Justin Bieber.
The goal wasn't just to trash her, it was way more evil than that. It was to make Justin doubt his only real ally, to make him think the only person who had his back was somehow the enemy. Divide, isolate, and conquer. They played this exact same cassette tape with Michael Jackson's family. Divide them, smear them, confuse them, until the victim has nowhere to run except straight back into the arms of their abusers.
In 1993, the very first allegation came against him, made from a screenwriter in the industry. He was both a screenwriter and a dentist named Dr. Evan Chandler. It was based in Los Angeles, and his accusation was that Jackson had sexually abused his 13-year-old son, Jordan.
And the way they did it? Oh, the classics never die. Orchestrated paparazzi setups. Suddenly there's 5 million photos of Justin looking sad while walking to get coffee. Photos of Hailey storming out of a restaurant even though the full video shows her casually getting in a car. Strategic stalking rebranded as entertainment. You think it's random that every time Justin leaves his house now, there's a horde of paparazzi breathing down his neck? Yeah, no, this isn't 2007. Celebrities aren't getting caught by accident anymore. In 2025, paparazzi don't hang around randomly hoping to get a lucky shot.
I want to be clear that based on everything that I am learning, first and foremost, if you are a person that knows more about what is going on behind the scenes, The person who came to me was very fearful of naming the executives that are involved. Similarly, they control every piece of Justin Bieber's life, allegedly.
They get tipped off, they get paid, and when the mission is to drive someone insane, make them paranoid, make them feel trapped in their own life, well, nothing says good morning like 50 camera flashes blinding you at Starbucks. If you thought Hollywood was gonna whip out a new playbook for Justin Bieber, think again. These guys haven't had an original idea since 1975, and honestly, even their evil schemes are stuck on rerun mode. Michael Jackson went through 10 years, 10 full years, of FBI poking, prodding, investigating every second of his life.
And then the LAPD began a criminal investigation. But the investigation actually found no physical evidence against Jackson, and it was closed. The case was closed less than 1 year later. Now, that should have stopped the media from reporting on it. Michael Jackson wasn't guilty, but we know the media has never let facts get in the way.
You know what they found after all that? Absolutely nothing. Zero. Zip. Nada. But that didn't stop the industry leeches from feeding the wacko jacko machine until the man couldn't even breathe without a headline calling him a criminal. Michael didn't lose because he was guilty. He lost because he dared to win against them. He bought half of Sony's catalog. He started talking about industry fraud. He stopped kissing rings. And suddenly, a man who was beloved by the world turned into public enemy #1 overnight. No trial, no facts, just nonstop media hit jobs and conveniently timed scandals. But sure, Hollywood's about truth and justice. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you in Neverland.
If you are not praying for Justin Bieber, you should be. I personally have serious fears for both Justin and Hailey. We have seen how this story goes. They need to leave Los Angeles. They need to leave California, full stop.
And then there's Britney Spears, the pop princess who was legally drugged, stripped of her rights, and trapped in a conservatorship for 13 years. 13 years where she was told when to eat, who to date, whether she could drive a car, or post an Instagram selfie. You want to know how Hollywood rewards loyalty? They milk you dry, call you crazy, then slap a free Britney t-shirt on and pretend they didn't help destroy you. Classy, right?
Justin needs to get out. And Justin, if you are watching, I am begging you and Hailey to get up and to move your family somewhere outside of California and Los Angeles, which they completely control.
And of course, there's Kanye West, one of the few who had the guts to say out loud what's really going on behind the scenes. His own trainer, Harley Pasternak. You know, the one who somehow has more connections to military psychological operations than a gym, threatened to institutionalize him forever. Literal text message receipts. You don't listen, we'll drug you up and you'll be a zombie forever. That wasn't a warning, that was a blueprint.
He wants out. It is the same war which was fought by Michael Jackson. It is the same war which was fought by Ye. Okay? Remember Ye going on rant talking about these contracts, which he said were predatory, contracts that artists could not get out of, contracts that artists signed when they were children.
Now take a wild guess what Justin's going through. Oh, right, paparazzi everywhere, random breakdown rumors, headlines screaming about his marriage being over, sudden mental health concerns getting whispered around like it's middle school gossip hour. We've seen this movie before. Paparazzi harassment isn't journalism. It's psychological warfare designed to break people down until they're begging for help. The same help that locks them up and drugs them into oblivion.
And being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Hollywood doesn't change tactics because they don't have to. They recycle the same playbook over and over, like the world's creepiest Netflix series. And now, Justin Bieber's their newest project. Congratulations, Justin. You're officially big enough to be a threat. But here's the plot twist they didn't see coming. Justin and Hailey aren't exactly rolling over and playing dead. In 2024, while Hollywood's vultures were busy foaming at the mouth, Justin pulled the ultimate power move. He unfollowed Scooter Braun, then Allison Kay, then Ryan Good, then even Kenny Hamilton, his longtime bodyguard. It was like an unfollowing spree on steroids, and honestly, it was beautiful.
God, I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Hollywood insiders were shook. Why would he do that? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because being surrounded by sellouts, opportunists, and professional backstabbers isn't good for your health? Maybe because Justin finally figured out that protecting his family matters more than attending some washed-up Hollywood party with people who secretly hope he relapses?
You had the sex talk. This is Hollywood for you guys. This is what I've been speaking to you about, and it has just become so unbelievably clear that it is dark and it is demonic, and so it's not exactly shocking.
Hailey Bieber didn't just stand by either. She went full shield maiden mode, blocking industry insiders left, right, and center like it was an Olympic sport. If you're wondering why the media suddenly started attacking Hailey harder than ever around that time, that's why. You don't block the puppet masters and walk away clean. They come for you with every slimeball trick in the book. And the final nail in their coffin, the birth of their son Jack in August 2024. Nothing slams the door on Hollywood's mind games harder than becoming a parent. Suddenly, selling your soul for fame doesn't look so shiny when you've got an actual human life to protect.
That within no time, Justin Bieber was hooked on drugs, okay? He spoke about this openly. He was reflecting on this time period, saying that he first became dependent on marijuana when he was 13 years old, and then thereafter he found himself, quote, sipping lean, popping pills, doing Molly, shrooms, everything.
Justin selling his entire music catalog was another giant middle finger to the system. He doesn't want their blood money. He doesn't care about clinging on to fake awards and empty titles. He cashed out because freedom tastes better than Grammys, and he's not signing up for another decade of pretending everything's fine while being slowly suffocated by friends who'd sell him out for a Birkin bag. Despite every hit piece, every photo op, every staged candid breakdown moment, Justin's standing taller than he ever did when he was the industry's golden boy. Faith, family, purpose, real life. Not the fake fame treadmill they shoved him on at 13. And every day he chooses his wife, his son, and his God over Hollywood's garbage. He's basically setting off little nuclear bombs inside the industry's rotting foundations. Hollywood bet everything that Justin would fold. They thought they could push him into a psych ward like they did Britney, smear him until he vanished like they did Michael, threaten him into submission like they tried with Kanye. But Justin didn't fold. He's still standing, still singing, still choosing life. And the biggest gyisos, the same Hollywood that paraded a literal child across the world like a prized horse, is now panicking because he's flipping the lights on, exposing every fake handshake, every shady contract, every forced smile, every dark secret they hoped he'd take to the grave. Justin's real rebellion isn't loud. It isn't some dramatic press conference. It's quiet. It's real. It's waking up every day and saying, "Nah, not today, Satan," while Hollywood's entire PR army loses its mind. If Hollywood thought the silence of their victims would last forever, they just got the rudest wake-up call of their lives. And honestly, couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of demons.